Sorry guys, during that break actually, it was there. Just had to hammer it away really quick, finger blasted a bit, and now here we go. We're live.
You've done it.
I did.
And just like that, we're in pistol
Despite
round
all the
two.
misbeliefs, all the myths, they're true.
All the myths considered, and look at this 1-4 split from SK. 4 members down Ivy, 1 towards T-Con, machine gun. All the pressure is on his shoulders. As Fallen's gonna show his hand, and the Ivy push is in full swing as well.
Yeah, just a big hit here from SK Gaming. As you see them rolling out into the outer yard, Fur's already been able to find machine gun rather rapidly, and so we are going to see that bomb making its way into outer to take the plant. Just be up to Splyce to see if they can retake from a man down. Going to be a difficult task, but Davey, he's helping it out a little bit.
Yeah, the dualies. And there's Fallen, though. He's gonna push, find a Cillian. In the meantime, Cold gonna find a frag on the other side of the map, and Fallen, what a shot it was on Davey, as it's all on Arya. And a 1v4. He has a kit, but I don't think he's gonna even get a chance to step foot outside of that ladder as they're on the hunt. Putting some shots through the ladder as Arya would love to stay alive. It's a little awkward from SK, but Arya is gonna be hanging out, and that was a pistol round indeed, as SK get the plant and the W. And just like that, Splyce on the back foot on the CT side.
Yeah, not really too much to say there. SK Gaming pretty much waltzed through that pistol round. They only lost a single player in the process, so really not too much to be said, as they'll get the 1-0 start, and we'll just kind of play from there.
You're going to see Davey pick up a scout. We know he loves to scout, so let's see if what he can get done with it. 3 sets of armor out, already machine gun and Cillian, going to be rocking those. And SK, the SMG push is definitely coming out in full swing, with FNX the only one with an AK, but Arya is going to be able to shut down Fallen early. Meanwhile, his teammates of SK have pushed into the B-bomb site, and they will get the bomb planted. So man advantage for this retake for Splyce, but the B site, with no utility to retake, is a scary place to be.
There's really not much they can hope for here. Just 4-on-4. They keep trying to get through connector, but they keep getting cut off by Taco. Has that ump up close, and now Fur going to chase him with the MAC-10. See if he can't make some extra dollars in all of this. Splyce actually does get a couple of shots there, but they don't have a kit. They don't really have time. They can try to keep peeking in here as best they can, and maybe they do a little bit more economic damage, but chances of winning this round are pretty much already gone based on the positioning and how much time has already passed. And FNX will even find a couple of parting shots here as he exits through the lower ramp, finds the kill on the Davey. And Cold there looks like he's actually even going to get the backstab in, so it means that we are going to see Splyce unable to really maybe carry over any of these SMGs to the next round, except for Arya. He does actually hold on to this one scout, but that's going to be it.
Davey wanted his scout back. Seems like that's what that was. So Arya's going to hang on to it. He'll pick up armor. Well, stick with the armor he had from the previous round, excuse me. And SK, as you mentioned, not too much, no harm, no foul, as they only lost for the 4 SMGs. So they will repurchase here, and they're going to get a couple AKs instead. Still a couple MAC-10s in play. As Splyce upgrade pistols across the board, except for Crucial and Machine Gun, who are going to be saving for bigger and better things in the near future. Spur's going to gain ladder room control, so pretty much as a default spread out from SK. They know the money situation coming up from Splyce.
Yeah, there's really not too much going on here. Just SK kind of spread all across the map, just looking to see if there's going to be any aggression, and just kind of slowly work their way into something here. As you can already see Cold Zera and Taco testing the waters inside that inner bomb site. Davey stuck at the back of Pop Dog here, trying to see if he can't find anything. He does get 1 kill on Defer, but now he's being swarmed from multiple angles, and he'll get cleaned up pretty quick. So it's a 4-on-4. Bomb actually still hasn't taken anywhere just yet. It's still kind of sitting over towards the inner halls. Cold Zera's actually cleared out the inner bomb site, but the bomb is a little bit hesitant, maybe suspecting there's going to be a huge rotation to enter soon. Might want to plant elsewhere, but Cold Zera, he might just mop them up by himself here in CT spawn. He's already found one. He's spotted several now in the back calls, and just keep holding down the mouse one and keep finding the headshots, and so that's going to be a lot of extra money for Cold Zera with the quad kill, and SK up 3-0.
A beautiful laid out line from Cold Zera as he lays them all out. 3-0, as you mentioned, already out on Fallen. He loves to peek T-Con, but the scary thing about Fallen's op is he can float around anywhere around the map, from upper to lower, to even just running out T-Con and getting in your face aggressive with an op. So Crucial will have the op in response. Utility on Splyce a little low, a couple mollies to hold off some pushes. But if SK are able to dwindle down the time, the utility from Splyce will come out. SK can execute late, but look at this, Davey alone towards B. There is one quick rotator for Crucial with the op towards Z. But if Davey gets picked early, SK will have full control. And from there, it's going to be hard from Splyce to retake, especially with little to no utility now as time ticks away.
Yeah, it seems like SK doesn't have any hesitation here. They're not really like spreading the map or anything like that. They're just pop flashing their way in the inner bomb site. They're just going to steamroll their way through. Just a huge aggressive execute. Davey is able to get the first shot and back down, but SK coming in for the trade. But Davey not going to let him have it. Looks like he actually might even find a third kill here. Does a lot of damage to Fallen on the lower ramp. He'll repeat, continues to do the damage, but just can't find the final blow quite yet. He'll pick up an AK though, and just swarm in and catch FNX from behind. The craziness from Davey. Big individual effort from him may secure their first round.
Night indeed, but Fallen and coldzera still alive. 50 seconds on the clock. Fallen gonna reposition, drop a molly towards back site. But yeah, Davey, as you mentioned, even running through his own molly at the end there. Able to find that frag, but Cold still able to find a frag. Asilian gonna be jumping back. And he's gonna pick up the op that Crucial dropped. And he's gonna be holding for the peak of Fallen as SK look to lose the first rifle round coming up from Splyce and all in the back of Davey.
Yeah, just a big maneuver by Davey over there towards Pop Dog to find that other player. I mean, I guess FNX just not expecting him to come through the fire and flames like that, and Davey able to just kind of blindside him. So, yeah, big hat trick there from Davey. Again, that's kind of one of the guys that shines usually on this team. He's kind of the one that you feel usually can consistently perform no matter how poor things go for the team overall. It's kind of been that storyline for many of the different iterations of this lineup, back to like even the 3s up days, you know, going even back into last year. It's just like the player that Davey's been. So it's good to see him get a good performance out. It does secure Splyce around, and they actually do save a lot of guns. They don't have to rebuy a lot. They even get a second op basically for free by swapping over and grabbing Fallen. So this is actually going to set them up well. They do need to fear the economy reset a little bit still, because they are having to buy a lot of utilities. That's still getting them down to low money on a few of their players. But yeah, I mean, you got to start somewhere. It's a nice round from them.
And off the back of this, double op, RA and Crucial going to have those out. Fallen, enough money in the bank to get himself an op once again, but the utility on SK lacking for any kind of execution. They have 4 smokes to work with. Fur's going to get smoked out early. The bomb left in T-spawn from SK, so I think it's safe to say they are just going to be playing it slow here, playing the pick game. First pick, regroup, and see what they can do off the back of that. So you're going to see Arya and Machine Gun going to be locking down the Ivy position. And SK not wanting to push the issue anywhere. As you mentioned, like the previous round where they just hold brown halls and see if anyone from Splyce decides to get aggressive. Because when you go up against a giant like SK, you want to try to push and get as much information, try to get your team an advantage. You're feeling the pressure more than the boys on SK are.
Yes, I mean, this is pretty much the main default that SK Gaming runs. The only real difference is that Fallen took his op over towards Ivy, and he actually got outpicked by Arya. So that's definitely a big kill there for them. So that's going to give them an instant 5-on-4, and again, this is a big round to win. They don't want to have their economy reset. Meanwhile, if SK Gaming drops this round, they'd actually be on a save next round. That's where Splyce could actually tie off the game 3 all pretty early. So a lot rides on this round to see who's going to get the better start to kick this map off. As now that SK has lost Fallen, they've really just kind of, you know, shuffled back, you know, taking more passive roles. coldzera has been able to recycle the op of Fallen, see if he can't put it to use. Taco still sniffing things out here in the inner halls, but they're pretty hesitant to really peek anything just yet. I think they're really just trying to, you know, gather up and do something right away rather than just try to sniff out for picks any longer now that they're the man down. And smokes and stuff will come into inner. Fur gonna fake it like it's an execute, but in reality, they're taking that bomb over towards the outer bomb site. Fur gets a kill on the Davey that may even pull a little bit of a rotate, but now that exchange took place outer, it looks like Splyce is firmly in place, but they're still getting mowed down. 2-on-2 now.
Yeah, indeed they are. Arya tried to do as much as he can. Crucial will get to the bomb, and it's all on Fur. And he has a kit, not going to stake it. He's waiting for his teammate to rotate to Z, and this might be a mistake as Fur's going to peek out of the smoke, and he's going to find him, but, oh, Asilian rotated it. Perfect time. And he will be able to get the defuse, so Splyce able to hang on with the Fur fake. He's able to get 2 kills, but somehow Splyce, Crucial and Arya having a huge round for the team.
Yeah, it's actually funny because Fur got a kill on the inner bomb site, which sold the fake pretty well, and you did begin to see some of Splyce's players start to rotate towards connector to get inside the inner site, or excuse me, yeah, the V-bomb site there. But the problem was that one of SK's members got an op frag in outer pretty much right after Taco got his kill. And so when that happened, or excuse me, when Fur got his kill, when that happened, everyone like, oh, wait a second, they're actually hitting outer. So they all kind of just hold their ground. And Crucial actually made a really smart play there. I mean, he either knew that, A, I'm either going to get this diffuse, or Asilian's going to trade in the 1v1 after I die, and he's still going to win the round. So it was like a good gamble from him, set up well. And so Splyce take a second round, and all of a sudden SK Gaming here are going to be just on Tech 9s in this one, just saving up for the next round. So this should help Splyce out, as we do see Crucial taking down Taco already. So Splyce should be looking to tie this game up here 3 all, and so far not too shabby of a start for them.
Yeah, Davey and Crucial been working together beautifully, from Crucial rotating from Z, quick rotations from A to B, and Davey's pretty much been playing pretty much a front-facing kind of B-hold where he's putting himself quite aggressively up as Arya's going to peek right into Fallen. Fallen can't connect with the shot. Down to 4 HP as Arya. Colt's going to find Davey. So now the bomb plant will come in from SK. So at least they have that money. As Cold Zero, though, is going to continue to push forward. It looks like they're ready for this, but can he catch him off guard? He'll get one. Can he get the second? Crucial. It was messy as Furs has to help.
Oh, no.
But this is still doable for FNX.
Yeah, I mean, this is the clutch master right here. He only has a Deagle to work with, and there are kits on Splyce to get this bomb defused, but he's going to catch Arya first, who's low on HP. Actually misses his first shot, but no problem. He recovers. He's trying to get away, but Machine Gun will eventually catch him. He's got plenty of time, and so we will see the defuse come in there for Splyce. So it is a win. It is 3-all, but I have to say, Splyce took a lot more damage than they probably should have. That's a lot of rebuying they have to do, which means they could get instantly forced to save the first time they lose a round, despite the fact they've won 3 rounds in a row.
Yeah, and based on that bomb plant, SK is going to have tons of money. And yeah, as you mentioned, Splyce, $0 on 2 members. Definitely in the danger zone. As Crucial will just squeak out an op. And so no double ops from Splyce. That worked well in the first round. Arya and Crucial able to hit their shots. And it looks like they're actually reconsidering what they want to go for here as SK. Going to be lining up for some smokes for the outer bomb site. While FNX and Taco continue to hold this Brown Halls push. And it's interesting from SK not wanting to get aggressive more into Brown Halls, just holding the staircase by ladder.
Yeah, not nothing too crazy, but they're just speeding it up, though, right? They're just going for fast execute now. Again, this is just the diverse hybrid style that SK really has now. They have the methodical slow stuff, but now they have the explosive fast executes. But unfortunately for them, Splyce is actually shutting this down. Again, Davey with the multi-frag round in the inner bomb site. He won a round off of that a few rounds ago. Can they continue? Cold Zera doesn't want that to happen. Already has 2 kills, gets it back into the 2-on-2.
Oh, and just misses that shot. As now, Fallen and Cold, low on HP. And Arya will be able to drop him, so it's all in Fallen with a rifle in his hand. They both jump up, or that was scary for a moment, but Arya will close that out. And what I find interesting about this is Davey's been playing pretty much a similar position towards front of the B site. And they, for every round now, Crucial's been playing that Z position, and I'm surprised SK haven't gone for a smoke towards Z yet. They haven't really been able to neutralize Crucial's position.
Yeah, they're just relying on the smoke on the sidewalk to stop Crucial from being able to get shots off, but he's still able to peek upper is like the big thing there. So he can't really see the lower doorway anymore, but he can still maybe catch someone trying to come out of upper is like the big difference between a smoke and Z and a smoke on the sidewalk. So that definitely could be something to think about, but really you have to just give props to Davey holding his position very well. He always seems to take, 2 or so players with him as he goes down, so that means he's always out trading SK in the inner bomb site on that initial execute, which it sets his team up to have an advantage when they go for the retake later on. So he's definitely been doing his part. As look at Taco, he's already creeped up way deep inside the outer bomb site. Splyce don't even realize it just yet how deep he really is in here. He's going to completely blindside Arya, and so despite the fact that Splyce got the opening kill, SK get in even and get the bomb down.
Yeah, and the trade's coming across as now it's all on Crucial. He was playing sight and bomb got planted, and look at that peek for a beautiful peek from the back of the side. He's going to run through the molly, try to get the op, and he will get it. The E button working for him this time. So 4-4 now is, yeah, Taco going in for it, and he's able to surprise him completely.
To be fair, that was a really hard round to follow, right? That was really crazy chaotic. I mean, you saw the opening pick from Splyce, and Taco, he gets his push in, he starts attacking Ivy, he gets a couple of kills, but it really was just back and forth. The trades were really rapid, but SK is the one who comes out ahead in the end, snapping the 4-round winning streak of Splyce. And again, even though Splyce won 4 in a row, they were always surviving with 1 or 2 members every single round, so they're forced to save immediately. This is where SK can just take the lead right back now, as so far we see a couple of pushes from Splyce on the periphery of the map, and so far SK handling it just fine, except for Davey's push, where once again he's been able to find a multi-frag round in the center bomb site.
Yeah, he's having a really good game. Let's see, it does more damage to Fur, drops him down to 74. Davey, as you mentioned, just going off, getting more than 1 kill every single round when they come towards the B side. So he's doing his job, and Splyce have been able to so far clean up around it. As that's a rare missed shot from Fallen. Twice as Sicilian's allowed to keep living towards back green train. And SK not wanting to push the issue, really. I mean, they're leaving the bomb in T-spawn. They know if they lose a couple players, well, they'll have some rifles. So let's keep playing it slow, not commit to anything, as Sicilian's about to peek. Fallen won't miss that one, so SK going to be going up here. Taking the lead back from Splyce, 5-4 now.
And Splyce still doesn't really have the money to come up with anything. That's actually crazy to think that, even after a 4-round winning streak, they still get forced to double save just because how much damage they took in those 4-round wins. So that's definitely going to hurt them quite a lot. It's going to allow SK Gaming to build a lead. Now they're starting to get control of the half. Splyce will get another opportunity to try to snap back into it when they get their bye in the next round, but otherwise SK Gaming are starting to kind of get off to that roaring start that they can sometimes have, where they just, I mean, they're clearly the best team in this server, and while there was kind of a slow start for them, I guess you could say, they're hopping right back into it, not really missing much of a beat. But Splyce, they have a big flank going on here, so this could get a little interesting.
Yeah, 2 players pushed out of Ivy. They're going to spot bomb as well. Fur's going to find Crucial. If he decides to fall back and try to grab that bomb, it might get a little weird, as they have left the bomb control over Arya. He's going to set up with it. With him is Cillian. They're going to set up around this bomb. Fallen and Cold, able to find 2 frags, so is Fallen going to be ready for this? Well, he is now.
And Arya gets an op out of this, but he immediately gets taken down. I don't think Cillian's going to be able to get to anything here, and he's already taken some damage, so shouldn't be much of hope for Cillian to do much more. But that almost got interesting, right? I mean, they get control of a bomb that was dropped. They have a couple players on top of it. Just, it didn't matter. SK picked everyone else off in the outer site in the process, and were left with a huge man advantage there when they went back for the bomb. So now it's 6-4, but Splyce, they'll be back onto a full buy. Crucial has the yacht back in his hands, but you gotta feel like someone else needs to step up on this team. We've seen Davey have some really impressive rounds. Arya and Crucial have been okay, but otherwise, you know, they really need to get some more production out of some of this lineup if they want to stand any chance against SK, because they're a team that usually fires on all cylinders, so you have to match that.
Yeah, you really have to, and it's going to be hard to do so with little to no utility. It's forcing Davey to get a little more aggressive towards the ramp once again. He is going to fall back after getting full blind, so Splyce with not too much utility. SK looking to push and push their lead as well as get this round, as Arya's going to be playing towards the box. And that's their second last smoke. So only 1 smoke with a minute 20 on the clock. SK going to feel pretty in control once the clock dwindles down for a bit more. As, there you go, no more smokes. A couple mollies to hold off this push, but it doesn't matter. Crucial back to the Z position. Let's see if SK are going to smoke off this position. This time is Davey caught off guard with a molly. Crucial switches it up, goes to green train. He gets one. But SK not feeling too confident to do that push based on that molly, and they're going to throw a fake as well.
Yeah, they're going to throw a couple smokes on the sidewalk and keep Crucial in place at the inner bomb site, but they're trying to see if they can't work something else. You see Fur, he's actually moving back around just to make sure they're not getting pushed out Ivy. He just wants to make sure that Splyce aren't setting up for flanks or are not getting easy information. They still want to keep Splyce guessing on where this bomb is headed, because there's still a lot of time on the clock. I mean, SK came out of their default really fast for that inner pressure, and so it's left them a lot of time to kind of rework things out now that their initial take didn't quite pan out the way they wanted. But it looks like they're going to gather up and go for inner once again, but Crucial, he's going to be ready, but a nice flash comes in. He's not able to get the vision. He does pop out, though, eventually and grab himself a kill, so he's helping his team out best he can, but Fallen trades it back down to 3-on-3 post plant.
3-on-3 indeed, as Arya's going to run out. There's Fallen to pick him. This is just happy hunting for Fallen, as Fur is able to find machine gun. Cillian will get one, but that's going to be all she wrote, as Fallen doing the heavy lifting for this hold. But the rest of his team firing on all cylinders, as you mentioned. They're able to throw a fake, bring it back, as you mentioned, they fell out of their default, so they gave up the opposite side of the map, so they didn't want to run back and have to retake that. So
the big thing is, the big thing there is since Fur doubled back and made sure no one pushed through, he got that sense of security, like, okay, they don't actually have any information, they don't know where we are, and so that gives SK the ability to throw in a sense of doubt. Like, Splyce now has to doubt whether or not to enter execute, because a lot of time has passed and they haven't seen anything. They didn't push for Into. So once they fall back in the position, SK just re-aggresses on the inner bomb site, knowing that they're going to have a man advantage on the attack. So really brilliantly done. And now Splyce in this round didn't really have much to work with other than Arya's Mag 7 here in the ladder room, which might come up with something, but he's going to get chased by multiple players that won't even find a single kill. And so SK pretty much have this one in the bag, and there it is, 8-4 for the Brazilians, as they're starting to get that big lead now.
Yeah, especially on the T side, this is already a good half, all things considered, as Splyce now. They have to stop the bleeding now. They have to turn it around right here. Crucial will get the op back out. No money to get the double op. So that's going to be Arya on a rifle now. Rifles across the board. No head armor, just so they can afford a little bit more utility. And SK, though, Cold and Fallen, two insane operators. Going to go for a double op with T-side train, which... How often does this really get used by any other team?
SK uses it a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, SK actually loves to do this, and I almost always see Cole take his op enter whenever we see Fallen usually take his at T-Con or Ivy. And it's just, again, they like to run the slow methodical default, and so you put ops on either side of the map and look for picks is basically the whole gist of it. And so that's what you're looking at here. as we do have FNX working with Cole to just clear out Brown Halls to make sure there's no aggressive push, even though Davey and Crucial are actually well pushed up, but they're just not peaking quite yet. So I don't know if this will lure SK into like a false insecurity that Brown Halls are clear, and if Davey's gonna be able to maybe sneak in and grab something. But you can see Cole how patient he is, just waiting for it. But in the meantime, Arya, he gets a push in the ladder room. He takes out FNX, so that's a nice little kill there. Able to back off. No tradability here for SK.
That was an interesting peek from Arya, as they actually flash peeked him into T-Con. He found nothing, decides to take a little stroll over towards ladder. And yeah, FNX will get dropped, not taking a single point of damage. Is Arya. So now SK going to be regrouping. As you mentioned, I don't think they spotted Davey getting into this position, and he might be able to find multiple frags. And he gets one, he gets two. Davey going for the third. Taco will shut him down, but Davey doing work. But what else can he do? Davey's already done all the work, and Fur, if he's going to hit shots like that, it's nearly impossible for Splyce. And Taco on fire with the op as well. So now Taco and Fur against Arya and Machine Gun, and they're both coming from Z, and Taco's going to spot this.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think that Splyce might wind up losing this, despite the fact they've had a man advantage through most of the round. Fur, is he going to be able to get the 1v2 clutch? He finds one now. It's all on Arya. He's already done a little bit of damage to him. They're both about even here as far as HP goes. It's just going to come down to who has the faster trigger finger. He spots the shadow of Fur. He knows Fur has hopped up there, but he's just going to keep peeking around. Fur is going to get bested there by Arya. So Splyce, after a big drought of 5 rounds, we're going to be able to put another round on the board. So it's going to be 5-8, but they still have a pretty tall mountain to climb. I mean, SK are getting a lot of rounds in their T side, and their CT side is just as good, if not better, when we go into the second half. So Splyce still need to work something out. They need to secure the rest of the rounds in this half if they can.
Yeah, and money is no longer an issue on the side of SK either. They can buy for the rest of this half, no problems. At least next round comfortably, which is last round, so it doesn't matter. Meanwhile, Splyce fully invested here. They lose this. SK is going to be looking to close out the half pretty comfortably. So yeah, they desperately need to close out the rest of these rounds, as you said. Op's still going to be out on Crucial. Asilian going to be going for the mag. And look at this SK, the switch up from the default to a little more aggression. As Asilian's going to get aggressive, he gets one. Fur, he's going to turn around. What is he doing? How is he still alive? As he's only able to get one, and it will get dealt with. As SK lose a player, but Crucial and Davey in a 2v4 now. Crucial still towards side. He's going to get... Oh, he turns around, gets a no-scope on Fur, but Fallen is too quick. And he's going to be holding this angle as well. Up next will go down, but Fallen will not miss that shot. So SK, pause will be coming through until that player will be able to rejoin back up. But that's what SK are able to bring to the table. Their slow default is hard to get a read on. It's hard to really challenge. And when they switch up the pace, it's hard to stop them. The floodgates just open.
Yeah, and again, that's just been the development of this team. Like, from Kaboom, back when it was just Fur and Fallen on the team, back when they were playing with ZQKS, Steel, and Bolts, and then just the evolution of that lineup with various changes and even organizational changes to where they are today. You know, we're now, I guess, like almost 2 years of development of this team, where they started out just being like very execute oriented and only specialists on a couple of maps, and then they developed their map pool even further, picking up more maps that they'd be good on, and then they kind of like progressed the meta of the game. They kind of drifted more towards that Navi, like really slow style of play, and now they've kind of reverted back to where now they're somewhere in the middle, which means they're capable of playing both styles and they can throw them in at any moment. And like you said, that makes you so difficult to read. You don't know what you're going to get. Are they going to spread out and play default this round and just work picks, or are they going to run it down our throat somewhere? It's hard to have a read on this team. It is probably one of the greatest things about them, and one of the things that make them so difficult to play against. So you see a lot of teams drifting that direction now. Almost all the tactical teams I can think of, like a Dignitas or a Navi, some of these other teams, even NIP, like they have this diversity to them on how they approach the game, and that is really like the way to play the game now, is to just be unreadable.
So guys, now we're going to be waiting for one player to rejoin back up, and in the meantime though, I'm going to just mention once again the giveaways we are doing. We do have a global giveaway from iBUYPOWER. And if you look below the stream, there are going to be little nice graphics for you to click and enter the giveaway. Also in chat, there's going to be links. Thank you to all our sponsors as well that make this event possible. From Intel, Nvidia, Western Digital, Best Buy, and Microsoft. And guys, my name's in the hat. Your name can be as well for this PC. A beast PC from iBUYPOWER. You gotta love it. Great PCs. And now we're going to jump right back into the action as the players join back up. SK looking to go 10 to 5 on this half, and that's just an absurd train half.
Yeah, I mean, it started out with you know, SK Gaming having the lead after winning Pistol, but we did see a little bit of a resurgence there from Splyce. They actually had a lead for a short time, but now we've seen SK win 6 out of the last 7 rounds, so they begin to kind of assert their dominance here. And now we're in the last round of the half, where Splyce has very little to work with, just some upgraded pistols and ump on the Cillian. Meanwhile, SK still has a double op being brandished. And again, they just open fairly default. And a pick comes in from Fur.
He just goes through that ladder smoke, not a care in the world. Feeling so confident, finds a pick towards E-Box. Arya will get dealt with, so yeah, SK feeling pretty chillaxed in this final round of the half.
Yeah, they knew what they were up against. I mean, they knew there wasn't a whole lot of money left on Splyce. They just had their money reset in the 13th round. And so, yeah, SK were more than aware that Splyce was going to be light when it came to the firepower they're going to put together. So it's a 10-5 half from SK Gaming. And they're basically a pistol round victory away from making this a likely one-sided affair as we look at the glorious portrait of Lennon. Thank you, Observer. I don't know if you can actually see that. I think the scoreboard might be up. That might be a rip. Yeah. Good mosaic.
It's definitely well done.
Maybe we'll see if Dima actually goes in the game and rescues me, and like people actually know what I'm talking about. I'm not crazy.
I don't think you're crazy.
I mean, appreciate it. The 20,000 people watching might, you know, differ, and it's all about perspective. Seaside, of course.
It's very true.
Yeah. So, as we're still really early in this iBUYPOWER Cup, again, guys, we do have another matchup coming up after this one. Echo Fox takes on Energy. Then, of course, we'll finish up the tournament tomorrow, the 2 semifinals and the grand finals. So definitely tune into that. Also, of course, I know DreamHack Bucharest is going on. So obviously people will be following that as well. And lots of CS going on now. After kind of the break we had in August, it seems like everything's flared back up, right? You know, you got this event, Bucharest, going on. Next week, you got the Gfinity event. Soon you're going to have like ESO 1 New York, and E-League's going to pick back up. And obviously
crazy.
All the online leagues are still in full swing, with EPL going, and ECS probably going to start their season. I think they're doing placement development stuff right now. So lots of CS to end the year, basically, is the point. And this is just one example of that, as it looks like we are going to finally get live here in the second half.
By the way, you're not crazy. That picture did get shown on stream.
Oh, nice.
So we're not insane. We're good. As Fallen's going to pick up a kit, you're going to see a couple flashes on him. Arya's going to be the man to bite the bullet and pick up a utility for Splyce. And what? Wow, I thought Taco hit that shot, but Fur, an even nicer shot as FNX tries to push into the ladder room. He will get dropped. But now SK, early on, man advantage already, as Splyce look a little confused, a little dazed confused as they're stuck towards the ladder room. And look at this, though. SK pushing for map controllers. One player already down Ivy to T-spawn, and they're so good at gaining information and narrowing down where these opponents are.
Yeah, I mean, now basically Splyce are trapped. Taco has vision on inner. Cold is flanking them. Fallen has vision on the complete outer bomb site. They know Ivy's clear, obviously, because Cold pushed through it. So at this point, Splyce is just kind of stuck. They don't realize it yet, but they really are just completely trapped. They just have to win a battle against Fallen, basically, is their only hope. And, well, they do get it.
Yeah, Fallen dropping. And now, though, they're trying to hold, and Cold actually has the bomb right at his feet. He's able to get one. Davey dinked back, but can't do anything else. Cold coming absolutely ham. Cold cut ham, going ham.
What?
No?
No.
Oh.
You know what's actually crazy about that whole situation is if the bomb had been with them at the bottom of ladder room instead of the top of ladder room, they might have still actually won that round.
Davey would have lurked, they would have came out.
Yeah, Davey would have lurked Cold out, and then they would have already had the bomb with them when they pick Fallen. They get the plant outer bomb site pretty much for free. So I think Fur had already rotated enter through Z connector. So it's actually crazy to think like how much different that round could have been if the bomb was dropped somewhere else. So yeah, SK Gaming are going to take that 11-5. As of course we could always speculate things like that. It's kind of fun, but what really matters is that SK took the round, and now Splyce with no bomb plant, just trying to see if they can't still save up and buy something in the next round.
And the auto shotgun is going to be out from Taco. He's going to be playing close ramp. He has a smoke, but he does want to just bait them in. As in the meantime, Fur from upper is going to get one. So he's going to continue to re-challenge as Taco. Gonna let it ring out. He's gonna find two at long range, almost able to find a Cillian as well. For gonna be cleanup crew. He's the janitor, and just like that.
No, that man is the master of the MP9. I mean, I think there's no other player that I see just put the MP9 to work like he does, particularly on Mirage and Palace and pushed A ramp. He's a crazy player with SMGs. Just one of the many traits that Fur has. as it seems like he hasn't missed a beat either. Like, his production has been pretty much unfazed in the matches I've seen him play since he's been back. He's still been putting up big numbers in all his games, so I know a lot of players, when they have like an injury or a surgery or an operation, like it kind of takes them a while to get their feet wet again, but Fur hasn't really seemed to have that problem, which is good news for SK Gaming, as they'll have ESL 1 New York coming up rather soon.
That is soon, isn't it? This Arya's gonna get burnt alive. They saw him go into that corner, and he's all alone in that position too, which I suppose he's trying to be the lurk to come out T-Con to slow the rotations, but all alone and getting spotted early doesn't pay off, as Davy's forced now to rotate back, as they have gained T-Con control. So now what Splyce were planning to do, possibly a ladder split or even just a B with an Arya lurk, they have to change up their whole game plan and slow down the round, which always hurts momentum.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually kind of crazy to think that Splyce even bought in this round. They didn't buy any pistols or upgraded armor last round. They didn't get any bomb plants, so this is actually kind of crazy to think that they just took a full save in the last round just to be able to do like some type of force here, basically. Just like 3 AKs of Galil, armor on everyone, but lacking a little bit of utility, which is like the biggest thing that hurts them here. And of course, they don't have an op, you know, so two big things that do make their options a little bit more limited on how they can approach the round effectively. But we'll see if they can still figure out something. Machine Gun does spot one towards upper, misses the shot, however. Now Fallen puts the MP9 to work. He's going to catch Davey lurking. And so, I mean, Splyce are pretty much stuck here in Brown Halls in a 3-on-5. They're forced to execute now because they're out of time, but Taco's here with the auto shotgun. He's going to make it even slower, and now Fur will just follow it up with the M4.
Yeah, Fur's just going to close it out there in a Cillian just like that. So, Splyce lose the lurk early, forced to change up the positions, and then they just get picked apart. Time dwindles down, they feel pressured, then just go ahead for the execute towards B. SK read it beautifully, had rotations in place, and dealt with that accordingly. So now Splyce gonna have to save, let SK get to 14. You're gonna see a Deagle out, a couple Deagles, some P250s. As SK, not really feeling too much pressure, they're able to just go through the motions almost.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's like a really risky buy that they just did. Normally, you would just, you know, do like an upgraded pistol armor round, and then you buy third. They decided to, or buy fourth. They decided to buy third, and now look in this round, SK going for 14. They have really not much to work with. They actually do get a 4-on-3, surprisingly enough. And Arya is still causing a bit of a ruckus here on the outer bomb site, but now Cold's cleaned him up, and now it's back to even scenario, basically. Bob actually still down towards T-spawn, funny enough, so they still have to travel pretty far away to go grab that back.
Yes, they were ready to trade even. That's rough. But look at Davey. He's falling to peek this, just dropped the molly. He's going to peek, but oh, he still doesn't get spotted. So Davey playing this so smart. Is there a glimmer of hope for Davey as Crucial gets an AK? And they still have to get that bomb, as you previously mentioned. This is a rough sitch.
Yeah, Davey knows that no one knows that he's Ivy because of the way falling through that. Okay, well, doesn't matter. That's great.
He got RNG, dude.
Yeah, he just got RNG'd real hard with that Deagle. And that's really unfortunate because he certainly knew that he was unspotted, falling through the incendiary on Ivy after Davey had already come through. So he had to jump on Fallen, but it just didn't matter. Fallen just reacts anyhow after, I guess, Davey missed a couple of shots. I didn't really see it from his perspective, but we are going to see SK Gaming go up 14-5, and now Splyce basically have to win out if they want to win in regulation, and this is probably going to be the last full buy they're going to get unless they can string together a few rounds in a row, so this is going to be a tough one.
Yeah, and they haven't had an op once on this key side. No time to save for it. They're down a massive deficit. They don't want to try to save at least on one player to save up for it, so no op on the side of Splyce. Rifles across the board, utility to work with, but SK looking to shut it down. And look at Fur again, back to this upper peak. He loves to go for this. The molly's going to slow him, but the machine gun face is alone. Fur is going to be just waiting. As look, those shots from Rap's going to bait it as well, but machine gun seems wise to this.
Yeah, machine gun's definitely, you know, just keeping his mind about him, just trying to keep his eye on everything. Fur peeks out, dinks down machine gun to 11. Machine gun still wins the fight, gets the frag, and now Splyce is sitting up for smokes in the outer bomb site. Not sure if this is for a fake or if they're really going to split it. It seems like they would. They had two waiting above a ladder, so it seems like they do want to split this outer bomb site. Fallen has aggressive position with this op, but he actually is forced to... No, never mind. He'll actually linger around and actually find a pick before he falls back. And they can't trade him, so he gets it back even 4-on-4, and he's done a lot of damage here. Oh my.
Fallen, yeah, allowed to get up for free. He's going to burn, actually.
Ooh, can't the ladder again.
No, his slippery hands. It was buttered up. Couldn't grab it. Don't know where that ladder disappeared to, as it's all on Asilian now. What can he do? Taco and FNX. Asilian's actually going to be able to find FNX. Nice engagement for him, and now he knows where Taco's coming from. Taco full blind will get to E-Box, but it looks like Asilian's aware of his positioning, and he'll spot him crossing. He really wants to use this molly. He'd love to. Now he's going to force Taco to push up, and just going to allow Taco to get nice, close, and personal to shut it out. That molly's not even on the bomb, but Taco, someone's pulling his attention. Probably Fallen talking about an op or something.
Yeah, probably. Is he gonna have time to defuse the bomb now? All right,
I got way too close.
Yeah, that was actually a little bit scarier than it probably should have been. But I do want to make a point there about Fallen. Yeah, he died in the fire, but the more cool point to talk about is the fact that in close range situations, Fallen always seems to find a way to get more than one kill somehow, which is like a trait that really almost no other player has. He makes the most out of crazy situations, which is why in most situations you would think an Opera would leave in that scenario and like all the nades are coming in, his team's a man down. But he just sticks around and gets 2 kills. It's like incredible. And if he would have survived the fire, maybe he even gets more.
Yeah, that's crazy. Perfect placed molly though from Splyce, but Fallen not one to conform. As the push is coming out now, Fur's going to find Asilian. Fur's going to find 2. He was able to push up for free. Davey will finally find a return frag, but it's all SK as Cole's going to be holding for exactly this. But Davey, okay, makes it interesting as he finds 2. Davey's coming up huge with a 3K. And now we're in a 2v2 situation, and Splyce have time to work with.
It's actually getting a little bit crazy here. They're still stuck though on T-Connector with that bomb. They haven't been able to get Arya out yet. They do have Davey though, still slipped in place over by what most people call Olaf. And so this bomb's actually trying to make its way a different direction. It seems like it wants to go towards Ivy. There's still so much time on the clock, and Davey's low on HP, so he doesn't really have the ability to take too many risks here. He's actually just waiting for Arya to make it around, just trying to see if he can't catch anyone pushing. But, I mean, SK are content just to kind of sit back here and just kind of wait it out.
Beautiful time smoke. And if Arya walks through it, FNX might get lucky, but he has a lot of angles to hold. As you can see, he's going to fall back and meet up with Taco. So it looks like they are considering the inner sight now. So they are going to rotate off. Beautiful timing coming out from Splyce, SK. Hey, they waited it out for at least 30 seconds, and Splyce just come out right at the last second as they leave.
I mean, this is SK saying it doesn't matter if they plant, we just want to win the round. So they put themselves in perfect rotation positions to get to either site pretty quickly. But Davey actually pushes really deep into Z. That catches SK off guard, and FNX just misses 2 opportunities there, basically. The shot doesn't connect on Davey, but he knows where both players are, and he does get the kill on the Davey. And again, he knows that Arya was near this area, but now did he go Ivy, or did he go around the T-Con? FNX has to figure that out.
Playing a dangerous game with FNX's op in his hands. And FNX will miss another shot, and Arya will capitalize. So Splyce not out yet. They are going to get to round number 6 as SK. They had a chance in that round. Stuck with their guts, and then rotated to B. And as you mentioned, Davey coming up huge with a 4K.
Yeah, that's another big individual effort from Davey. Again, he's been kind of the hero of this team through most of this game. But we have seen some good plays from Arya and Crucial as well. But yeah, it really has been Davey. He's been the catalyst for a lot of the rounds that they've actually won. I'd say at least half the rounds they've won has been off the back of a big play from Davey, if not more. And we are going to see SK Gaming, a bit of a broken bot. They just want to get this thing over with here now, rather than taking a save and buying later. Asilian going to be able to clear out the bomb train, but look at Cold and Fur, the response coming in from SK Gaming.
What a response is. Arya gets Fur, Taco though tuning in with his own frag. Now it's all on Cold. They know where he is, but they're going to continue to keep facing him, and this might be a poor decision, as Asilian could have just gotten out of dodge through Z, but decides to self-flash and re-peek back. Maybe that flash was for Z, but he knew where Cold was, so not too sure in that. As Arya, 30 HP against Cold. Cold looking to close this game out. He hears the bomb planted, and let's see what Arya decides to do. He is going to decide to push forward. And Cold, though, with not too much time to spare, I don't know if he has enough time to clear all this.
Yeah, we'll have to see. He's definitely going to run right by Arya. Arya is going to be able to catch him off guard. So great play there from Arya. So get 3 kills for himself. That's a multi-frag round for him now. And he'll get it to 7. So they're 8 away from tying this thing up and forcing an overtime. But SK Gaming going to have to take a save here probably. So that might get Splyce their 8th. But you got to feel the way this game's played out that eventually SK are going to connect that 16th round. I think Splyce is just kind of delaying the inevitable, but we'll keep posted. Maybe there is this slight outside chance they somehow run the board and get us into OT, but someone else is going to have to step up and help Ari and Davey out because everyone else is just struggling right now. Someone else needs to make plays. I mean, Splyce can't live off of individual efforts from Davey and Ari all day long.
No. Davey will eventually grow old and wither, as most of us will. But how long can Davey keep playing at this level that he does? He's a very consistent player who's been around forever. And look at this walk push from him. He does that so well. You mentioned that's his role, that kind of lurk style. And he's only able to get one, but he's able to keep the players of SK, they kept their attention for a little bit and allowed his team to get that bomb plant.
Indeed. So this will give Splyce the round for the most part. SK, though, doing some good damage here. Trying to see if they can't limit Splyce as much as they can going into the next round. They might even still have a chance to win this one. No, never mind. They don't have a kit, so probably not going to be able to have enough time. But they certainly do pose a little bit bigger of a threat than probably Splyce had hoped. They didn't convincingly win this round at all, actually. They may not even survive with any of their players if this keeps up. Taco in a flanking position there. Won't be able to pick up the kill, but Cole's picked up machine gun, so it's literally only Arya surviving. And even his life's not guaranteed quite yet. It's like he will be able to hold on to the AK and armor, but yeah, it's a lot of players going down. And it actually limits their utility going in this round just a little bit.
Yeah, it will, but if we take a look at SK's economy, it's kind of half and half. Some of the players would have a comfortable buy, others would not. So it looks like SK, they're gonna be like, all right, look, we have a huge round lead. We might as well just get a couple pistols into it, and the players can afford it. No reason to force up and put ourselves even in more of an awkward situation if we lose that round. So a respectful buy coming out. Fur's gonna get a scout and just pistols. But I say that just like it's any other team, just pistols. But it is the best team in the world. So who knows? Smokes are gonna rain out, and Davey's gonna be able to find Fallen early. Crucial's gonna find Fur, so just like that, 2 entries already coming in play. Cold from back green train. What can he do? 1 Deezer coming out as FNX is gonna find one of his own. Taco close sight. He's gonna be able to find a Cillian. FNX finds Davey, and just like that, it's all on Arya. As I mentioned, just pistols on it for any other team, but this team is the best in the world, as it's all on Arya in a 1v3. And he's going to spot Cold. He will be able to take him out, but the bomb is ticking away. Well, he's on SK. Have to make something happen to this now, and Arya does it, though. Where did that come from?
I mean, I still wonder when the gas in the tank is eventually going to run dry on Arya and Davey, because they've been just winning rounds by themselves a lot of the time. But so far, it has not expired. You know, whether they're still running on fumes, whether or not they still have a few more gallons left, they're finding ways to put rounds together for Splyce, and they are still not quite in range, I think, of like a big comeback threat, but they're almost there, right? You give them maybe 3 more rounds, all of a sudden SK has to start scratching their heads that maybe they're letting this map at least kind of slip through their fingers a little bit. So Cillian is going to go ahead and start pushing into the outer yard. He's already cleared out Cold Zera, falling with the trade, but he's created a little bit of space for Splyce to work with.
He definitely has. FNX and Fur still pushed up aggressively, so I'm assuming that came after that push came out from a Cillian. Yeah, that or Cillian got some, remember those wheelies? The Heelys? Or whatever they were called? Maybe.
Oh boy.
Oh, maybe I'm too new.
I think I do know what you're talking about, but
yeah.
Let's
He
not.
invested. Yeah, well, we won't go there. Those are the dark days of shoe wear. As FNX is going to be playing close to ladder room. Crucial's going to be cut out with his op, and what a beautiful peek from FNX as soon as he hears the scope. Such a smart play.
Yeah, I mean, he makes the play and actually gets his team back to man advantage, so now they can kind of just reset and play more passive, just kind of, you know, hold players in each side. FNX still able to pick up on Arya, so now it's going to be on this machine gun and Davey. They're trying to make their way into the inner bomb site. They do push in, but Taco's still holding an angle here at the back of the bomb tree. He's able to find that kill. Now it's all on machine gun. He's getting flanked from so many angles. There's really no hope for him. And Fur, he puts the final